because camera is the first sensor of data collection. Where your data is going, you have to counter that. It is illegal to buy any camera without BIS, and it is illegal to sell any camera without BIS. It takes time, but yes, we are on to the designing part of it. And very soon you will see that we have got our own chipset into the camera. And the message is to be very clear that it is an important sensor which taking up your very confidential data. So please be careful when you buy camera.
Hi, all. Welcome back to another video of Circuit Digest. In this podcast, we're going to answer you one question. Can India build its own surveillance technology? From AI cameras to the chipset powering it, how much of it is currently being manufactured in India, and what is the roadmap ahead? So, Johar sir, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So, Johar sir, before we talk about what CP Plus is today, I want to go back all the way to when we started. So, can you tell us how the early days where CP Plus were and how it has evolved to what it is today?
The journey for CP Plus started in about 2007. When Aditya Infotech decided to come into the surveillance technology era, the company envisioned a future of CCTV cameras into India, which is very well seen nowadays. These small smart surveillance systems were basically a luxury at that point of time, and we have taken it to the necessity of all kind of businesses, whether it is household, small business, or big projects. The CCTV camera becomes an integral part of the system.
Wonderful. So, sir, a few years back, when we tell surveillance camera, there are a few popular foreign brands that will come to our mind, and they were very popular in the market. Their price was cost effective, but now there has been a noticeable drift in that. We can see people giving more importance to security and sovereignty of the cameras. When did you sense this shift has started to change? And how do people prefer their cameras right now?
See, after about 2011-12, when you talk about the when the security industry was evolving, then a lot of gray market got sold,
Mm,
which was a big hazard to the Indian security, because camera is the first sensor of data collection. Where your data is going, you have to counter that. Where you want to store the data, that again is an important part of it. Looking at that, in 2017, we have built up the first factory in India at Tirupati, Bhagwan ke charanon mein. And with that, we have partnered with the best of the production company in electronic product, Dixon. So
okay.
it is not a job work. It is basically a joint venture what we did with the Dixon to take up that factory. And we were manufacturing about 1 million cameras per year at that plant. And Dixon and us, Dixon was taking on to the production job, and we were taking on to the components and marketing, so that we can control the complete security part of it. The second paradigm change happened in about 2 years back when Government of India took this initiative. They decided that only the BIS approved cameras can be sold in Indian market. And this is an information through you I want to give into all the product users, partners, and the customers, that it is illegal to buy any camera without BIS, and it is illegal to sell any camera without BIS. And BIS could be given only after the complete testing by STQC lab, which is the Government of India. So these essential requirement given by the BIS, it's about 34 point, which includes your complete software checking, your
Okay.
hardware checking, your supply chain, and your production process.
Mm.
So that is how it is being made a complete secure system.
So, there are two important points which you just touched upon, and I want to go back to the first point which you just mentioned. Cameras are the first sensor of data collection. And when you say that, and when I think about it, I could really understand it captures the audio, it captures the video. So, it has a lot of data that can be collected with just a single camera over there. So, security is a primary concern, especially when it is being deployed in public infrastructure and everywhere. So, apart
Correct.
from having BIS in place, what other systems that CP Plus has to make sure security is on topmost priority?
See, for that, we have an in-house system. We call it CTC, CP
Okay.
plus core technology, which make the system completely secure. So we make it we tamper-proof cameras with secure boot and the secure algorithm. So these all are the specialization done by our R&D to make the camera system more secure over and above the security guidelines given by the doctor. We have got DSIR approved R&D center at Delhi, and we have already opened up R&D centers at Ahmedabad. We have opened up an R&D center at even Taiwan to get the best technology and the best components available into the market. So with that indigenization and control onto the critical component, we are sure that we are working onto a secure environment and secure camera. So with the SOC or with the lenses and when we are working on to the indigenization, we are in the process of having our own SOC. We've tied up with L&T technology division and the work is on to that. It takes time, but yes, we are on to the designing part of it. And very soon you will see that we have got our own chipset into the camera. So that will make it more secure and
This is an exciting news personally for me. So CP Plus has an idea to build its own chipset for its camera. We'll talk about that more, but we just discussed the hardware part of the whole ecosystem. What about the software part? Where does the videos recorded by CP Plus cameras get saved? How is the whole software ecosystem managed by CP Plus?
see, there are two ways of taking up the software storage, or I'll say that. One is that our own NVRs, which are
Okay.
secure. We have got hard disks in that. In the smaller projects and all, we have got NVR, network via video recorders. So, like if you have got a small patches, like 8 cameras, 10 cameras, 15 cameras, 20 cameras, so then you can put it like we have got up to 64 port NVR. We can go up to 120 port with 2 NVR. So those cameras, everything is recorded into the NVR. And NVR, you can connect it to any central headquarter to view those cameras.
Uh-huh.
So that is one part of it. The second part of is in the bigger network, like you have a city surveillance network with command and control section. So there are video management softwares available. So we provide camera feed to those VMS system, and they store it into a complete storage. Like police, if you take for example for police network, where they have a centralized system, or say smart traffic management system, what we have, I think, provided to about more than 10 states are working on our traffic management system. So there the cameras are installed in the complete city, and the feed is coming to a central location, and there the servers and the storage, complete big storage of terabytes is installed, and the complete feeds are stored in those cameras, right? So this is what a kind of innovations our R&D team is doing, looking at the Indian requirement.
So, sir, these days, whatever podcast or whatever tech discussions we have, there is one term which we can't avoid talking about, which is artificial intelligence. And I think the surveillance industry is also no difference. So, what do you think is the impact of AI in the surveillance industry? And I can already read that CP Plus is working on edge AI devices as well. So, can you tell how AI is coming into CP Plus products?
Sure. What I will say is that during this journey, right from 2007 till date, we have seen the change of objective of this. As I said earlier, also the objective, right from monitoring and the luxury to at least detection that if somebody is coming, to recognition that who is coming, and now it has reached to a stage that I want to analyze why it is happening and how can I prevent it. That is where AI comes into the picture.
Okay.
So that AI is making surveillance more proactive rather than reactive.
Hmm.
Then instead of just recording ecosystem or just recording identify risk in real time, you have to edge AI allows processing to happen directly onto the camera, that whatever is happening, it gives you a pre-alert.
Hmm.
In the operational side, into the retail business, if you go, that we have got the camera with the heat mapping.
Okay.
So wherever the people are there, it gives you a heat mapping onto the red, that okay, this is the area where the people are more. It gives you stoppage of unauthorized access. If somebody left object somewhere, and if it is there for 10 minutes, then it gives an alert that this bag is lying there unattended for 10 minutes. Now, these are the things which gives you pre-alert for the things which is going to happen. And you can have a proactive action to stop that. Now, there are certain things which works out into the industrial environment with this AI. And these all are AI. These AI are working on cameras. Your automatic number plate reading cameras, ANP. You install it at the gate. If some unauthorized car is coming, it will not make it. The car only which has the system in the which has entered into the system would be allowed to go, right? Similarly, face reading, face recognition. Now, face recognition becomes the basics of every smart infrastructure. You have that at the gate so that right person enter. We have installed cameras at different industrial machines and all, that the right type of operator is working on the machine or some extra person is coming there. So those kind of analytics becomes a daily routine. Over and above that, there are certain specialized analytics which is being used for taking the help of the camera. So for that, our all cameras are on-wave compliant. So you can connect it with any third-party system. The analytics, we also have some strategic tie-ups and all. And the video management software company, there are a lot of video management software companies which are working on different analytics like gunshot detection, all those kind of wrong side detections, travel detections, and surveillance related analytics. So we integrate with their system, give them the camera feed so that they can run their analysis. So we work as a IE to those.
Perfect. So all these features which you just mentioned, are all of these happening on the edge, at the edge side of the camera?
I said earlier means like face recognition, your heat mapping, your unattended objects. It's about there are so many analytics which runs onto the edge of the camera only.
Okay. Okay.
And there are certain specialized analytics which comes onto the video management system part and all, and we integrate.
I'll go back to the sentence which you talked about a few minutes earlier, which is CP Plus having its own chipset. Now, I want to understand two things here. One, why do you think it's important to have your own chipset for cameras? And two, I know it's a roadmap that's far long, but what is the projected path forward for this idea?
See, Ashini, what we are doing is that we are following the path of our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi's Atmanirbhar Bharat. And we can work out because we are the CCTV camera manufacturer. So whatever we can do a bit, we will do that. We have indigenized a lot of, earlier it was completely imported. We have indigenized a lot of components to be used by the camera. We are getting into the lens part also, which is again an important part of this, to make it indigenized in our factory itself. The idea of getting into the chipset that can we have a complete indigenized product with us? And we can fulfill the another vision of our honorable prime minister that he wants to be India to be a product nation. So at least we should make CCTV camera to be a product of India for export.
Got it. So, sir, the next question is kind of my personal favorite question because CP Plus is manufacturing a wide range of products. In terms of hardware, I think you guys are nailing it. And let's say I'm a developer because India has a lot of developers comfortable with software. Let's say I'm a developer and I want to develop my own software stack and use CP Plus hardware for surveillance. Is that possible? Is there a developer community or is there a way that people can use CP Plus hardware and build their own software to provide surveillance solutions?
As I said, that we are on fifth compliant.
Okay.
So if anybody has, we have already means almost all the VMS software manufacturer or software service providers. We are connected and integrated with almost everybody of them because we have got the largest base in India. All cameras are on fifth compliant.
Okay.
So with that, any developer, if they want to use our camera for their work, see,
Uh-huh.
they are people who are making some specialized solutions using cameras. We can help them out.
Perfect. So, sir, now let's come to the most important section of this discussion regarding the market of CCTV in India. Because, irrespective of product being made in India, irrespective of having broken the technology breakthrough, if there is no market looking forward for it, then it's going to be a problem. So, have you seen the market for CCTV cameras in India over the years, and have you observed any changes so far?
See, the market for the past Means for the past it was growing heavily on about 10 to 12%, 13%, 15%. We've got market of about 9,000 crores at the moment for cameras, which is growing about 30% per year. And
Okay.
I'm talking about only the camera portion. When you
Ah.
talk about the solution, it's a huge market
Hmm.
because when cameras goes into the solution, it is not only the camera which is going. The cables, their network components, the switches, storage, a lot of components.
Mhm.
So the CCTV surveillance market is much bigger and growing with 30% growth.
Got it. Got it. So, sir, before we wrap up, I would want to know that we'll be meeting again at SCS 2026 in July in Bangalore. So, what is your message for people who are attending this show, and why should someone stop at CP Plus booth?
As I said, means I took the name of SES earlier on the line because that is the conference which connects different kind of customers, the customers and the suppliers also. The Alcina is the Electronic Components Manufacturers Association. We got a lot of good suppliers also, indigenized suppliers also. So that is one part of it.
Uh-huh.
And the second part is that we got the customers also who gives the basic requirements for their use, the specific use, say by paramilitary forces, by the defense forces, by different PSUs like bells, and get aware of that what is happening in the Indian ecosystem and which would be helpful for the CCTV industry. So that is one part of it. And based on that, year on year, we are, because we've got about 300 plus R&D engineers working in the back end.
Okay.
So year on year, we somehow get a new product for that. It's a good footfall, what SES get. And that footfall is of the genuine persons. It is not a trade fair kind of environment. It is a real conference, real tech conference, what we see. And the message is that what we heard of you last time, we have got some innovation done on that. And we have got the product displayed at our booth. So must visit, see whether we are able to cater to your requirement which you have given in past 1 year or 2 years. And if there is any change required, we are happy to change that. So that
Perfect.
is where a close connect with the customer and the suppliers and the product manufacturers in SES.
This was a very informative discussion, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today.